Hey campers, all right. This is our choice board for graphic design in Google Slides. And you have selected the choice on this choice board that is, I think, the motherlode of free stuff that you can add and use and manipulate things to get the coolest, most engaging visuals in your slides, whether it's presentations that you're presenting to students in like a lecture format, or whether or not you're creating really cool manipulatives that students can engage with in their learning to show their thinking in various creative ways. The first one that I love the most, this is housed within Slides, but you can also go to their website, go to their extension, but I like it as a Slides add-on. So that's actually where we'll start there. In the bottom here where it says add-on or add-ons. And the first one is Unsplash. Okay, this is where I find most of the images that I use for a lot of my slides and my graphics, so that it's got some real life flair to it, and then I'm layering in some more fun, aesthetically pleasing elements to it. So let me show you this one really quick in Unsplash, and it's in your add-ons menu, or extensions now is what they typically call it. So if I go up to the extensions menu and I go to add-ons, and then I go to get add-ons, that's where it's going to open up the little marketplace store right here within your slides. And then you can look for this add-on to install it. And then once you install it, it will be accessible in this menu here. So I'm going to go down to where it says Unsplash Images. And then I'm going to insert an Unsplash photo. I'm not going to show you this in great detail, but it has an extensive library of copyright-free stock photography, stunning high-definition images that as soon as you click on them, they add them to your slide, and it will size it to fit the slide perfectly. But then you can also crop it and shift it to get whatever part of the picture you wanted to have in your slide the most prominently. So yeah, tons of great stuff in here. You just type in a search term at the top and it'll find what you're looking for. And you could get lost in this 4 hours, but we don't have that kind of time right now. So yeah, that's my favorite, probably the one that I use the most in terms of just finding a nice, big, high definition image to start off with as the background of my slide design. And then, like I said, I'm going to be layering in some more of these other creative components. All right, and then when I'm done with the add-on, I can just close that one. I'll show you one more here that's underneath Unsplash, and that's called Insert Icons. And this is if I just need those little universal icons to add a little bit of some dual coding theory with my words. So I've got a little visual that goes with it. So this one is just like Unsplash. It's hidden in my extensions menu. So I'm going to open that one up. I go to Insert Icon for Slides. And I love this one because they have the little OK emoji in there to help me find it a lot faster, because you can see none of the other ones have done that with their naming. So way to go. Kudos to you, Insert Icons. I'm going to click on Open Sidebar to select icons. And then just like Unsplash, it gives me a full menu of different icons. And then I can actually customize the color of them. So you see it always starts out in this yellow color to match slides, but I can easily click into here and I get a full color palette. Or if I have the hex code from another source, I can paste it in there, and most of the time it'll pick it up pretty easily. I like to just make them black depending on what color I need. It just has to match your text usually, right? But notice you can drag and relocate the little color marker there to get whatever you want. And then let's say I wanted to find one of camera, which is what I used for the Unsplash there. And there you go. Bingo. As soon as you click on it, it puts it in your slide and it makes it huge so that you know that at any size that you could typically want it, it's not going to be pixelated. It's nice, crisp, and clear. All right, I'm going to kind of work out into the corners here. Let's say I want to doctor one of the images that I find in my Unsplash library there. I've got two things that I can do with it. I can remove an object, or let's say I put a picture of a lovely tree in a park. I could use remove.bg to remove the park and just have the tree. So if I wanted to place that tree in a different background or scenario, I could do that. So that's what remove BG does for me. But then the other one here in the bottom left corner, cleanup.pictures, allows me to remove items from my picture. So let's say I'm looking through Unsplash and I'm trying to find a great picture of something, let's say a school or a classroom. And then I notice that I got a bunch of extra people in the background that I don't necessarily need in my image. So I could use cleanup.pictures to go in and kind of scrub those people out with one little stroke of their magic eraser. And then it'll actually remove them and replace it with what it thinks should be behind that person. And it does a pretty darn good job because it's artificial intelligence working to help you clean up your pictures. So both of those are awesome. Highly recommend them. And I have full tutorials on how to use both of those in our sticker scenes template that we're going to get to later on. Hopefully I'm doing good on time here. All right, let me just go ahead and move right up the center here, and we've got Slides Mania and Icons Mania. So if you really liked the insert icons and you want to find more, Paula from Slides Mania has gathered a whole bunch of free icon sets and created Icons Mania. So if you go to that website, you're going to see a whole bunch of icons that you can download to use in slides or in PowerPoint. So if you're just looking for some really cool slides themes, Slides Mania is by far my top favorite. There's a few more, Slides Go, Slides Carnival. I'm sure there's even more out there nowadays. But if you're just looking for a nice theme to go with a bunch of different slides that you're presenting, that's probably the fastest way to get started. Of course, I like to start from scratch and have an idea in mind and then just kind of build it out because I'm pretty crazy if you haven't noticed already. But Slides Mania is my next go-to if I'm just being tired of trying to design it from scratch. I can start from there with a great, high-quality, free template. All right, now I'm moving over to the top left corner. Here's where I can get all my other little images that I can drag in and add to my slides or whatever kind of picture I'm trying to create, a visual graphic to hopefully hook my students' attentions. So this one here, Clean PNG and Snipstock are full of tons of great, high-quality, transparent background PNG files. So this means it's a picture of something. For example, let's say a lovely little plant here or a cactus, if you will. Then the background is going to be clear so that when I put it on top of an Unsplash picture that I might have, it's going to have a nice blending effect to make it look like it's actually part of that picture. So we love transparent PNG files whenever we can get them. And Snipstock has a bunch of what I use in our sticker scenes template later of different pop culture characters, you know, from movie, TV, all that kind of good stuff. And then if you really like emojis, I definitely recommend emojipedia.org. And that's where you can get both the text version of all of your favorite emojis, as well as you can just grab the little PNG file right off the website and drag it into your slides. And I can search their whole database. Let's just say happy. It's going to pop it up. Person raising hand. Okay, I didn't realize that was going to do it. All right, let's do smiling face with open hands. What I love about this one too is it shows you the meaning of all of these emojis. So in case you've been using it wrong this whole time, you're like, oh, maybe I should pick a different one next time. But anyway, it gives you the little brief history. It gives you the text version that you can click copy right here and then paste it anywhere that you have text. But then you'll notice here that I've got all these different styles from different platforms of the same emoji. And what's cool is some of them are even animated. So if you wanted to bring it in to your slides as an animated GIF, click, hold, and drag into my slides. Yay! Okay. And last but not least, there's Emoji Mix, where you can kind of get the same thing, but you're actually able to mix two different random emojis, or you can select which two you want to morph together. So in the example here, we have a tortoise cat, which is pretty fun. And then last but not least, if you have not heard of it, it's Google's Auto Draw. This is a whiteboard with a special auto draw tool that when you try to draw something, artificial intelligence is going to try to guess what you're trying to draw. and then it's going to select or give you a bunch of selections at the top of different JPEG files of clip art that it thinks matches what you're trying to draw. And then you can select it to replace what you drew and then just add a whole bunch of different ones together. So that's a great tool if you wanted to make kind of a quick little visual infographic or sketch note and then bring that into your slides as part of your presentation or part of what you're wanting students to create and bring back into their own copy of the slides to show a demonstration of their learning. On the slide where this video is, this is going to get very meta for a second, you should have seen all of these tools off to the right. So you can be clicking on all of those. They're all hyperlinks to take you to those websites and those tools. But have fun, guys, exploring all of these awesome tools to add images and icons to your slides.